Wow. What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and
Scribble.
It's time!
So we've got some big news. And that is that SMTP HQ has burned to the ground. It has been destroyed. It has been burned to ashes. Luckily, though, I bundled my home and business insurance with State Farm. And thanks to Patrick Mitrovich, we are covered. So if you guys are located in North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia, and are looking to save money on your home, personal, or business insurance, email Patrick or go to www.sfpatrick.com or email Patrick at sfpatrick.com. Yes, that's right. We're sponsored by State Farm. It's sick. That's also right. Self-made training program is no more. Tonight, it's just me for now. We're going to have a couple special guests coming on in a couple of seconds. But yeah, essentially, I guess I'll start by briefly talking about my day yesterday morning. I woke up in the morning. I woke up at a nice crisp 4:30 a.m. to coach the 5:30 class at our affiliate. And I coached class. And then at 6:30, I have a 30-minute break before our next class. We have a 7 a.m. class. So I'm sitting in the front room. I'm about to take a nap or do a little scrolling. And I open up Instagram and it goes, "You have one message request." And I look at the request and it is a message from a gentleman who owns a very big company, a very successful company. And it said, "Do you have a legal team that represents you? I would like to send you a cease and desist." And I immediately shit myself. Yeah, crazy day. So long story short, I was really pissed. I was fucking heated. Called all my friends, cried to my mom. The only guy I still train, actually, a guy named Larry. He's a genius, extremely successful business owner. Called him and he's like, well, sent him the screenshots of the trademark documents that the guy had sent me. He sent me the trademark documents. It's like, hey, we have self-made training trademarked. So remove that shit. Sent this to him. And he was like, well, the guy was actually pretty nice by reaching out to you. He could have sicked the dogs immediately. But he reached out to you personally. I actually asked the guy if he could get on the phone. We jumped on a phone call. And he was super nice. You know, we talked through it. I was like, hey, dude, I had no intention of stealing your business. We're kind of, we're in the fitness realm together, but we're in parallel universes. What's up, baby? We got one more guy showing up. Anyways, we're in parallel universes where no one on my program or any of the money I've made on my program has taken away from this guy's business, for sure. But anyways, I explained that to him, told him, I was like, hey, I used it because my last name is Self. But thank you for reaching out. I'm going to rebrand. How much time can you give me? He's like, I'm going to give you 30 days. That's super nice. So we're thinking about going with Fuck Nuts Fitness. Fuck Fit. Can you talk? Are you muted?
Yeah, I mute myself.
Okay.
Jeanette's making dinner, so I'm going to mute myself when I'm not talking.
Gotcha.
We're sponsored by State Farm. When did that happen?
Yes. This is new. This is starting this month. Sponsored by State Farm, Patrick Mitrovich. If your business burns to the ground and you're with Patrick, you're going to be good to go. SMTP's with Patrick. So luckily, despite the brand reconstruction, we're going to be just fine. All right, so let's get into it. Anyways, SMTP is no more. We actually put out, if you guys didn't know this, if you help us with the name, We put out a post. If you help us with the name, and if your idea is used in the new name, the new brand image, we'll give you guys a free year of SMTP. I was thinking about like a free lifetime membership. TBD on that, but definitely a free year. So if you got any ideas, send it to Self-Made Training Program Instagram, although that's going to change very soon, or my personal DM. All right. What's up, John? John Young, Tyler Watkins, super stoked about this. And I'm going to start with.
Have we been 30 seconds into the show yet?
Yeah, you can swear. We're 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm fucked. I texted you outside of this. I was like, I'm screwed on these topics, but I'm going to do my best. Actually, I read the article on the way home.
Which article?
The Greg Glassman article, the old journal.
Which
article.
one?
The one you sent. Is there a different one? I'm going to be so mad.
I sent a few. Don't worry about it. Anyways, we're going to start with this one. This is cool as shit. This article, journal article, is called. The title of this article is www.crossfit.com. And we're going to start with the workout that they have posted to start. First off, note, it's not workout of the day. It's routine of the day, which I think is just so cool. Greg, obviously with the gymnastics background, this is from February 19th, 2001. And the workout is just so, and we're going to get into why this workout and the way it's written and everything about it is so important. So workout is row 4,000 meters at a 2-minute, 500-meter pace. Within the next 16-minute window, hang clean 50% of your body weight 21 times. And we're going to work on the assumption that this hang clean is a hang squat clean. Rest the remainder of that time after you finished your 21 squat cleans. Then hang squat cleans. Row 2,000 meters at a 2-minute, 500-meter pace. Within the next 8 minutes, hang clean 50% of your body weight 18 times. Rest the remainder, row 1,000 meters at a 2-minute, 500-meter pace. Within the next 4-minute window, hang clean 50% of your body weight 15 times. Row 500 meters at a 2-minute pace. Within the next 2 minutes, hang clean 12 times. So, first off, 23 years ago, 21, 18, 15, 12, super cool. 7,500 meters of rowing, insane. But what I think is so awesome about this workout is a 2-minute 4K. Takes you 16 minutes. And you add that next 16 minutes, and you're now at 32 minutes. You go to your 2K row. A 2-minute 2K takes 8 minutes. Now you're at 40 minutes. You add that next 8-minute window, you're at 48 minutes. And you go to your 1K. You've got a 4-minute 1K. Now you're at 52 minutes. You add that next 4 minutes, you're at 56 minutes. Now you go to your 500-meter row at a 2-minute pace, and you're at 58 minutes. And then within the last 2 minutes, you hit your last set of hang cleans and you're at 1 hour on the dot. I just thought that was really cool. Anyways,
the hang cleans. So why are you assuming it's squat?
Because
it just says clean. It doesn't say power clean.
Exactly. It just says clean.
We're going
in
to
the
old
early
school
days.
rules.
Well, in the early days, like Elizabeth, for example, ring dips and cleans, like those were squat cleans.
Well, I mean, in Olympic lifting, if it doesn't say power, it's squat.
Exactly.
Everything is assumed squat. It has to say power.
When did that change? Because I remember that being the rule, and then
it's always been the Olympic lifting.
In Olympic lifting,
I know, but when did it change in CrossFit? Because it used to always be that way, and then it just stopped being that way.
I think now it is. If it just says snatch or clean, it's however you want. And if it distinguishes, then obviously you have to move in that variation. I'm good with that.
Do you have that in your programming, Taylor? Like when you
Yeah.
program just snatch or clean, it's how you want?
Exactly. And then if I wanted a squat or a power, I'll distinguish. I try to write with the vernacular that CrossFit uses in like their standards, all of that, just so that there's some uniformity of training. People have already an idea of what that looks like. I don't try to like do things differently.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Taylor's rules when it comes to writing are ridiculous.
Well, that's why I'm interested. It's interesting that that it's how you want. Like if my coach says like he'll say power. Everything is a squat unless it says power. And I just assumed Taylor would be the same with that. That's why it's intriguing. I like the uniformity though.
So this article called www.crossfit.com. The first paragraph, I'm just going to go ahead and read this. On November 15th, 1999, astronomers sent a powerful radio transmission toward a star cluster 25,000 light years away in hopes of someday communicating with extraterrestrial intelligence. If lucky, a response could come back in 50,000 years. On February 10th, 2001, Lauren and I first published our simple, distinctive workouts on the internet in hopes of someday communicating with intelligent life in the fitness world. This experiment has proven to be a stunning success, with a comparatively rapid return, and it gave birth to a community that is revolutionizing fitness and training. Now I'm going to scroll down. First off, if that doesn't give you chills and you love CrossFit, you fucking suck.
I'm just such a jerk. I start trying to make fun of it. Our goal was to reach intelligent life with our programming, and then my brain says, and it's yet to have happened.
Oh, oh my gosh, it's amazing that it all started with the website, and the entire website was a workout of the day. And Greg's main goal of the workout of the day was to create devastating fitness. But more importantly, he had to reach people who had never seen his program, who had never thought of his program, who were doing something entirely different. But when they saw it, they had to want to do it. And after they did it, they had to say, holy shit, that was crazy. I want to do it again. So in essence, we look at today. And where is this part? Everything that has followed. Facilities, the journal, seminar certifications, website, videos, DVDs, the store, t-shirts, the blog format, affiliate programs, message boards, etc. Everything that followed the initial spark of the programming concept. The initial spark was the programming concept, has been a direct response to the repeated demands, requests, and pleadings of the people who do CrossFit. I just think it's super cool that it all started with a workout of the day. And it had to be elegant. It had to be simple. It had to have people saying, holy shit, that looks crazy. I want to try it. Or, oh my gosh, that looks fun. I want to try it. Or, wow, that looks challenging. I want to try it. And if it wasn't appetizing, and if it wasn't elegant, and if it didn't elicit devastating fitness adaptations, it wasn't going to work. And clearly it fucking worked.
Can I pause and psychoanalyze Greg a little bit on this?
I'll shut up a little bit.
Do you feel like he had, so you're sitting there, it's November 15th, 1999, and you're sitting in front of a bunch of people that you need to coach, and you're like, you're feeling the obligation that you have to make something an hour long. CrossFit's not been around yet. We don't know that it's okay to work out for 15 minutes.
That wasn't the first workout he posted.
That wasn't?
No, you want to know the first one?
Yeah.
First ever workout on Mainsite. Workout is called Fast and Heavy. 21 thrusters with 2 dumbbells, 400-meter run, 18 thrusters with 2 dumbbells, 400-meter run, 15 thrusters with 2 dumbbells, 400-meter run. Record your time, body weight, and the load you used for the dumbbells. And your score is going to be the percentage of body weight that you performed with the thrusters and your overall time. Fast and heavy. That is a workout today that if you follow the notes and you picked a weight that would challenge you to go unbroken and you went as fast as you could, that workout would fuck you up 23 years later. How crazy is that? Do you
what
love
would
that
you
workout,
use?
Don?
Yeah.
I would do 70s and it would fuck me up.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would try to do the math on it to see how much faster I'd be with 50s. But 70s would be the heaviest I would go.
You could go unbroken with 70s.
I agree, but how that would affect
it would affect everything.
That's what I'm saying. I would probably do the math and see if I would have been that much faster with 50s. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you could crush this speed wise with 50s, and 70s might hurt me enough not to crush it speed wise. So I'd probably try to do the math on that, but yeah, no. It would if you went hard on it, it would hurt a lot. You know what's crazy? I programmed 30 clusters for time with 155.
Oh, that's
yesterday.
Love it.
Because a couple people at my gym saw the first documentary, CrossFit documentary for the first time, and they were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, you won't believe how fast Khalifa was on that. And nobody ever sees that. But if you go look at the leaderboard, he's like 2 minutes faster than everybody. And it's still, and I did it as hard as I could. And it was really hard. I didn't expect it to be hard at all, but it was
30,
like
it mess you up.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was down for the count after if you give it your all. And it's, I mean, that's a games workout, but it's 15 years later.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. One more article and then I'll shut the hell up about this. For CrossFitters, fitness is part of a distinctly human enterprise. Conscious and deliberate self-actualization, being very deliberately all we can be. That gives me chills too.
I think you just like the wording in these articles.
They
amp you up.
Dude. They're beautiful. He was such a genius, like just insanity. Gosh.
Reading through this.
Have you met Glassman?
No, I've not.
You didn't meet him at the games?
No, I didn't have time.
Oh, yeah.
Physical movement, overcoming obstacles, and exercising the will is required of life and is the very essence of being human. We believe that purpose is not bestowed upon us, but created by the very act of turning thoughts and dreams into physical events in a continuous chain of efforts. The value and the cost of achievement are paradoxically contained within the struggle and nobility of the endeavor, and it is noble struggle that leads to purpose. Holy fuck, dude. This is just, I mean, come on.
Hold up real quick before you move on. So this article, Why Fitness, everybody should go read it. He talks about longevity. The scientist, Dr. Walford, passed away, and his study was based on longevity. But then I guess like
specifically,
go ahead.
Specifically in terms of longevity and extending your lifespan by caloric restriction, which I actually think there's a bit of research to support. So if you're super fat, that's why CrossFit is like the cure to the world's most vexing problem. Anyways, continue.
Right. So anyway, Greg poses the question, why would we want to live life longer when it's basically shit for the last 70 years if you live to 150,
right?
And you just live in a nursing home. And so what, fitting more life into the life you have as opposed to extending just another long, shitty life. And so if you scroll down to the bottom on the left column, he lists all these things that if you're an athlete, they notice these things are better in you than non-athletic populations, more extroverted, stronger achievements needed, stronger stimulation needed, more aggressive, blah, 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 blah. Now, there is a question there. Do sports or do athletics choose for those types of people, or do they build those type of people?
It's the impact of character of athletic training has even caught the attention of academics. It says, while scientists debate, do physical training build these traits, or do these traits lend themselves to athletic development? Meaning, are you a person who consists of these traits, and is it easier for you to become athletic, or does you training to be athletic develop these? I think likely training yourself to develop these more than
Can it not be both?
It could be both, but I used to be a fat, miserable fuck, and I had none of those traits. And I would say I'm now especially very aggressive.
I have an anecdote with this in that I was actually speaking with a coworker, I think on Wednesday or last week, and she used to be a swimmer in high school, and she said she used to be a lot more outgoing and a lot more personable and all that stuff. And she's kind of an introvert now. She doesn't really talk to people. She kind of does her own stuff. I like her, but she doesn't do anything athletic anymore. And so when I read this, it made me think of her and being like, oh, I'm wondering if those tendencies are just sort of dying out in you because you don't have to strain yourself anymore. So anecdote, but nonetheless.
Dude, your webcam looks really good. It looks really sharp.
Mine?
Yeah.
His always does, and mine always doesn't. No, I can't fix it.
I just bought a new one. You might have to get a different kind of webcam. I just bought one. I don't know. Is mine in the middle? Somewhere in the middle, Tyler, of you guys? It says 10.
I like yours.
Whatever. Okay, so we're going to move on to Dubai programming. We brought in expert analyst John Young. He's going to help us dissect this. First, before we start, 1 to 10, John, overall Dubai programming. I can't give a rating yet.
Now, I have a question for you before
Okay.
we rate it, okay? If the time cap, and we'll get into it, but if the time caps were appropriate and you could change the order of events, would that affect how you thought of the programming? Because for me, that answer is tenfold. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying,
change the event
I can't answer that question because the time caps weren't different and it was in order.
but like the scoring, no. But like the scoring would be way different. You'd have times there wouldn't be the tie breaks. I mean, I would be interested, Tyler, if we could get like an actual ranking system all the way through for those 2 events. I think it was 2 events where there were a bunch of ties and it was meaningless. If that affected the leaderboard. If the time caps were appropriate,
100% would affect the leaderboard.
All right. So listen, full disclosure, I didn't watch any of it because the streaming sucked balls. So John Young's taking the lead on this. And after he analyzes and we go over these workouts one by one, and he tells me how they played out.
You can give your rating after that?
I'm going to give my rating after that.
Okay.
You got to give your rating to start.
Okay. So I will say if the time caps were appropriate and I could change the order of the events that they were, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I really would. Because if you take these events, and I'm sure you will, you nerd out in the programming way harder than I do, but if you take the events by themselves, just this one event, right, by itself, there were a lot of events that I thought were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But you can't do 100 thrusters and then 60 front squats and then bike sprint. You can't do that. So that made all the events suck because they're in the and you can't have an exit. We'll go event by event. Okay, but how it happened, how it came to be. 3 out of 10.
Oh, that's tough. All right, cool. I'm with it. Heard it here first. 3 out of 10. Going through one by one. Event 1, obstacle course race. From what I know about it, the only 2 things that I disliked about it were the colors of the obstacles. I thought they were super stupid. Red and yellow is dumb. Ronald McDonald has no place in CrossFit
I don't care about the colors.
And then also, I don't like events where it's one person at a time in that race format. If it's a lift, that's one thing. But if they're running as fast as they can, I want them to run against each other. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't mind the time trial type of event. I wish we would do this with cycling one day because time trials in the Tour de France are awesome. That doesn't bother me. I think that's a personal preference, but I really wish there was like running on the front end and the back end. Like, and we talked about this with spin. If there was an 800 meter before the obstacle course and then the obstacle course took 5 minutes to do because it was a big obstacle course. It was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then there was an 800 meter on that after it. That's an event. This obstacle race, just it by itself, just who can play on the monkey bars the best. I don't mind it, but I don't care for it either.
Yeah, I agree. It's too small of a competition to give 100 points to just. Was there anything
Can you not
long?
argue it from a fitness perspective?
You can, but was there anything long in Dubai?
There wasn't, and I think that was one of the biggest mistakes they've had because their endurance event is usually awesome. It's usually the best thing about their competition is their endurance event is so fun to watch or think about or talk about. You know, we don't have an equivalent to, hey, let's run the tallest building in the world up the stairs.
No,
we can't just, I know what that feels like. You don't, you know what I mean? Like, and there was none of that this year.
Yeah, but it not being a long event doesn't make it bad. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a long event. And so, like, because there's not a long event, you guys are judging it on that criteria. I just don't think that's fair.
Within the context of the competition and 8 events, there should have been a long event. This was the perfect one to make it long. Even if it's 1 mile run, even if it's 1 mile run, obstacle course, 1 mile run, then you've got a 19-minute potentially workout. That's fucking beautiful. But is what it is.
Okay, what if there were, I know we're playing what ifs again, but like, what if there were a long event besides this one? This one was still
then it would get a 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, there's not one, so we're moving on. Okay.
We're just talking about the events right now, and then we'll get to the, what we think about the whole thing after.
Full weightlifting competition.
It's pretty
Snatch.
self-explanatory, man.
It's it's like an Olympic weightlifting meet. I kind of like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's your weightlifting event. Nothing more, nothing less to it.
I don't like that everyone is continuing to just say, "Oh, 1 RM snatch, 1 RM clean and jerk." But I think at least it's cool that they did it in the Olympic weightlifting style, true Olympic weightlifting style. I like that.
I agree.
I don't like that we just saw it tested at the game. So like potentially we already know who's going to win here. Where's the suspense? I think another key thing is like each workout should have an element of suspense to it.
Well, they didn't cover it.
What do you mean
This event they didn't cover. Like
Right,
we're watching
no
Brian
coverage.
Friend's Instagram, and that's just not fun.
Yeah.
No offense, Brian.
Shout out Brian Friend. If you want any coverage of this, you got to go to his shit because they didn't do any of it.
He covered all of it the whole time.
Spin. It was not true Olympic weightlifting style. All right, bro. Semantics, dude. Close enough. They got 2-3 attempts at each.
He just means there's 3 attempts of a snatch and 3 attempts at a clean and jerk. I understand.
What do you mean suspense? Like, yeah, elaborate.
Like, who the fuck's gonna win this? We don't know. Okay, we know Braun is gonna win this. Woo.
I tell you what, if it was a true Olympic style event, I think it would be more suspenseful. But we talked about that before, and you're not a big fan of that, right? Where you claim your number and then
hold on. This is crazy. They only did 1 lift.
That's not what it says on their thing.
They only had 1 minute to lift the same weight 3 times. Hold on, let's read this. If you hit the lift on attempt 1, 9 points. If you hit the lift on attempt 2, 6 points. If you hit the lift on attempt 3, 3 points.
That's retarded.
Wow.
Max dumb.
Thank you,
Big
Chase.
dumb.
This is the chat. So first off, I just want to highlight a massive challenge from Dubai. It's that the coverage is terrible and you're trying to grow the sport with terrible coverage. What are you doing? So the fact that we are sitting here thinking that it's like an Olympic weightlifting true style and then have to be told by Chase in the comments because no one can watch this crap.
And I didn't watch this event because it wasn't on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was like there was nowhere to see it.
So short obstacle course on Ronald McDonald Playground implements, and one person could run at a time. One weight you get to attempt in a minute. Come on. Nope. That's another miss. Next, this is challenging that JR is not here because he can't give like. I'm basically just gonna be a dick
so
for the
this
whole
event
show.
would have been good. This event would have been good. They messed up the time cap on this event, especially for the women. But the men, like only 4 people finished.
Was it a cut rope?
It didn't look like that from YouTube.
It said legless short rope climb.
Yeah, it didn't. It looked just like a legless rope climb on YouTube.
It was only like I think like 3 pulls per athlete. Like they were all jumping up, doop, 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 done.
Oh, maybe it means the rope is short. It's a 12-foot instead of a 15-foot.
Chase already said it was so terrible. We got to cruise through this because I want to go over Michelle's.com. Okay. So time
Chase,
cap
I
was
said 3 out of 10, man. What do you want from me?
3 out of 10. That's pretty bad.
I liked this
3
event.
out of 10 overall. So bad.
I liked this event. I agree with John. It was too short of a time cap. It should have been like 2 minutes longer, and that's it. It would have been a really cool workout besides that.
Changed it 10 fucking times. Okay, 100 thrusters. What's the next event?
60.
25 toes to bar, 16 calorie echo bike, max front squats at 205. First off, super cool workout. If I'm the EMOM company and I know that my workout's coming after 100 thrusters, I'm raising fucking hell. And I'm saying you're taking my name off of the workout.
No, I loved this event by itself. And to see that, some people couldn't make it through the toes to bar. And then there were some people who couldn't make it through the bike. And then there were some people who didn't get through all of the front squats. And then you had the people that got a time. Like, that's so awesome that there are designated sections throughout the field, depending on your ability.
Right. So Travis said their goal isn't to grow CrossFit. It's about bringing the sport over there. Right. But if they want to bring the sport to Dubai, booty ass programming isn't the way to do it. And in a venue where no one comes to watch you, bro. Anyways.
The worst thing about this event is that it followed event 3.
Yes.
This event by itself is great.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. Okay. Next. Elimination.
I really like this event too, but it follows the last two events.
100 thrusters, 60 front squats at 205, and echo bike. Guess what you're doing, bro? Bike sprints. What the fuck?
Yeah, I will say the coverage for this event was very good. They zoomed in on people's bike ergs, so you could see what pace they were holding on the calories per hour, so that was nice because we usually don't get to see that. I don't mind the event at all. I thought this should have been the last event. I thought it would make for a really good race.
Wait, who's Andy Murray?
He's a tennis player. He was there. He's from Scotland.
Nerd. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if Andy Murray went to watch, dude. Not even the athletes' parents are going to watch them. That's how bad this is. All right. Okay. God, yes. A cool event, a little akin to the Rogue elimination workout with the sandbag carry to finish. But, so is the creativity really there? That would be my big shtick, is that it's just too close to their elimination style, and it seems like they're pulling from them. But beyond that, following 100 thrusters and 60 front squats, dookie. Now we're at the OG chipper. This also kind of a shit show. It wasn't an 800-meter run. They changed it to 50 cal ski and more squatting. More squatting. What? Why did they change it to ski? Do you know?
There was a technical difficulty with lane 8 running. The runner on lane 8, there was a technical difficulty.
Interesting. Okay, so ski erg and 40 A jumps. That's where you squat and you touch your ball sack to this little Rogue ballistic block. Then you jump up to the top and you stand all the way up.
I think it's more tiring than people think.
They are hard. They are hard for sure. I'm not saying they're not hard. I'm just saying, are we really doing Orange Theory Fitness Championship? Or can we do like come on? I don't know. I just don't like it.
I'm with you, but it's Dubai, and they always do some funky chipper event where they have to put their movements into it. They've done this every single year. It doesn't necessarily bother me, but I don't care for the movements. But it's Dubai. It's going to be there.
It's a forced jump squat, according to Barbell Spin. I've done them before in like burn style of workouts. They're hard, but I don't think it's something that I want to see at one of the premier competitions in the world. Why is Tyler gone? What happened?
I lost internet. It literally never happens.
I didn't even notice you were gone. How long were you sitting in the waiting room?
You piece of shit.
Okay, so single arm devil's press, was it really with the 70s? I mean, it says 70s here. To me, that is fucking aggressive. 30 with the 60 with the 70 basically seems like the workout, especially when you're 10 bar muscle ups in the middle. Like, what do those even mean?
All right, Roman was doing clean and jerks.
Really?
I was surprised we didn't see that from more people, but the devil's press took the longest time out of all of the movements. But yeah, he was clean and jerking the second set the whole entire time.
I don't really like that. And I don't like that it's only 10 bar muscle ups. It makes them so irrelevant.
No, everybody did them unbroken. It was irrelevant.
The best name suggestion for our new brand launch came from James Hobart. He commented on our page and he said, "You should call it Hobart Fitness." Fucking asshole. Oh my god, how funny is that? And Will responded, "That'll sell." I lost it at that. That was funny. Hobart Fitness. Okay, I don't like this event. I hate A jumps and I hate the deck squats. Two of the dumbest movements you could program in a workout.
Is it just the movements that you don't like? It's not necessarily the chipper as a whole. It's just you don't like those two movements.
I like the chipper as a whole if it's more bar muscle ups, if it's 50-pound single arm devil's press, and instead of A jumps, it's a different kind of squat. Maybe, dude, I don't understand why. I mean, it would probably be pretty hard, but I think a heavy medicine ball clean would be super cool in competition. The deck squats I don't like in any freaking way. Just nothing about them. Make it like
what about 40 sandbag cleans with 100
instead of
the A jumps?
But
100 pounds.
How about 40 ball slams with a 50 or a 60 and a 40?
Ball slams, bro.
I
They
mean,
did it at
ball
the
slams
games.
to me are he
I
was
love 'em,
fast
dude.
with that answer. He had a response.
I
for
love
you.
them, dude. I fucking do them all the time. Those are hard as shit. A medicine ball ground to overhead. I like that. You would just have to change the single arm double.
Why does
stretch
it feel like it is not like a competitive movement though? Like
It's
to me,
not.
it's just never.
I'm with you,
because-
Tyler. I'm with you, Tyler. I'm
Because
with
if you think it's a ball slam and you're actually trying to slam the ball, it's not a competitive movement. If you're just treating it as like a ball ground to overhead, then they're nasty, dude. Fuck you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
give you 100 next week.
the incentive for me as an athlete is to not try on the slam.
Right. There's
right.
no point.
No, it's
that's
just
the
ground to
point. It's just the
overhead.
ground to
He's saying
overhead.
it's just ground to
That's
overhead.
all it is. So sorry. I'll call it a med ball ground to overhead.
It's almost like more of a cardio movement than a
right.
strength
right.
movement.
Like a ski erg. It would go perfectly with a ski erg. It's pulling the weight in the opposite direction. Okay, this event 7, 2159 power cleans at 185, right?
176.
176. That's a weird weight.
85 is 85.
It's kilos.
186, 176, and then it was a 30-meter farmer's carry after each, or 90-meter farmer's carry after each.
90 meters.
Copy. Thoughts?
And they this is another one that the time cap was really, really, really off. I think one person finished in the entire girls and guys. One person was done.
Wow. Yeah,
Was everybody
90
just
meters
blown
on a
up?
fucking 5-minute cap?
Yeah,
What were they thinking?
the farmer carry just took way too long. I think like a 30-meter farmer carry would have been more appropriate, but
right. That's what I thought. I'm reading 5-minute cap and I'm like 21:30, 15:30, 9:30. But no. Wow, 0 people finished.
are you sure? I'm pretty sure the first place guy, because Roman was almost done. I thought Lazar did finish, or Ricky. I think Ricky finished. Or maybe he was 30 meters from finishing.
Yeah, maybe. I think if that's the case, like it's pretty evident that no one tested this workout.
All right, Brian, I believe you.
No one tested this workout. If no one finished under the cap, no one tested it.
No,
But
so like I'm interested to see how you feel about this, Taylor. It felt like it felt like people programming for games level athletes that have no idea what games level athletes are capable of, and so they go like, I bet they could do this in this time, and then that's how they programmed it.
That's what
You
it
know what I
looks
mean?
like to me, which is it's a big miss. So, but they clearly don't give a fuck. They're going to give you cash for showing up anyways. See you in 2024 Dubai. Final event. You can't find it anywhere unless you text Brian Spin at www.thebarbellspin.com. You can text him from that link. Send him nudes, send him dick pics, whatever you want.
You have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, okay.
It is. I don't have it. No. Hold on. I'm gonna have to airdrop.
So
it.
they do a handstand slalom, and they do 4 free handstanding push-ups, and that part has to be unbroken.
The freestanding and the slalom.
Yeah, and they're together too. And if it's not unbroken, you got to start all the way back at the slalom. And then it is some shoulder to overhead. I don't remember how many. And then I believe Tyler ring muscle ups.
I can't remember what the other movements
Like
was.
15 ring muscle ups, and then shoulder to overhead,
Let's see.
and then back on the handstand slalom.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot
Overhead
of really good
squats.
people got
Overhead
stuck on
squats.
the.
That was after the shoulder to overhead, I think.
A lot of really good people got stuck. It was crazy.
Yeah,
to watch.
literally everything was kind of irrelevant except for the handstand walk. Yeah.
I'm trying to pull this up. Give me 1 second. Just gonna move the location to.
I couldn't believe it. Like the thing that stood out to me was that
4 total.
Alyssa Foliano got screwed on that, and she's like one of the best handstand walkers in the game. It was, yeah. There you go.
Handstand walk course, and so it was 10 shoulder to overhead each arm. John?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
10 and
Yeah.
10, 15 overhead squats, 10 ring muscle ups. Again, with the 10 ring muscle ups in the center of a chipper. That's too redundant to me. Like you're putting muscle ups in the same spot that you put them in the last workout you had muscle ups in. I don't know.
Their ring and bar, they're different, dude.
No, it's not. But it's not.
And like this one, it's so execution based.
Yeah.
It's literally just, can you do this handstand walk course?
Unbroken. Yeah.
It's junk volume in the middle.
And
Jump
like,
volume, right.
I do not think you can make that. And they cut. So the thing about this that made this event bad is that they cut to 10 people for this event. And so it's the most valuable event then, because every single spot is 10 points. And it wasn't like that for any of the other events. And it's an execution-based event that you're making so valuable. I just don't think it belongs where it is. Like if it was like event 3, fine.
Agreed.
But it being the last event, making it the most valuable event. Andrea Solberg got second place in the competition and probably was like the 4th best at the competition. And it's because of the way that event was valued.
I think I heard rumblings that Brandon Luckett did all of the testing for Dubai. Did you hear that?
He did some testing.
Some testing. Okay. I was going to say, if he did all the testing, I want to hear about that power.
Brandon Luckett
workout.
Is fitter than Matt Fraser then, if that's where they're getting their time caps from.
He's a super fit dude, and writes a lot of nasty workouts. I'm just very curious to where a lot of that stuff came from. I mean, it's one of the premier competitions in the world, and this looks like maybe the worst programming they've ever had in years past. I don't know. Maybe Bill and Chase, or maybe Chase will chime in the comments. Chase, what do you think?
It's the worst one that I remember from Dubai.
Worst programming ever at Dubai? Yes? No? I'm going to rate it 1 to 10. I'm also going to rate it a 3. Some elements that could
Didn't say that, Travis. Cool. Don't put words in my mouth. I said he's barely fitter than me at this current moment. That's what I said.
Travis. Let's send Luckett a link. Just kidding. I would never do that. I don't like that guy. Just kidding. I don't know. All right, let's go through. We're not going to cover all of Michelle's Mainsite. We're going to cover.
Hold on, Tyler. What do you give it?
Oh yeah, nobody gives a shit about me on this show. I'm giving it a fucking 10 out of 10. That's what I'm giving it.
Oh, Chase said possibly the worst Dubai programming ever. Possibly.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it is.
You got in like 3 or 4 workouts, and it was like you have not given any of them above a 5. It's not good.
So 1 to 10, truthfully.
Probably like a 2.
Ooh. Well, you heard it here.
So 2.7 from the Shut Up and Scribble panel. The B
2.7.
Dude,
Will, if you're listening, we got to get a graphic made. Please, I beg of you. This would be so cool. A graphic made that just said SUAS panel on Dubai. 2.7 out of 10. Holy shit.
I mean, I don't know. Like you said, John, like there was a ton of potential for good things to happen. And it was just like errors were made. Time caps were too short.
Yeah.
Orders were wrong. Junk volume where there shouldn't have been. Just all kinds of things. So it's like, man, there was a lot there that just.
On a week where things are not going well for me and my personal life, it feels good to pick on others. So 2.7 it is. And let's move to Mainsite. Special guest programmer, Michelle Letendre, and I'm going to give 3 big gripes. Gripe 1.
Are we going to bring Keith on for this?
Yeah, we should send Keith the link. He wouldn't join. Gripe number 1, special guest programmer. I don't want to click on that link. I don't know where it'll take me. This
Definitely
is highlighted. Read that. Meet guest programmer Michelle Letendre. Then read this. Jan Kozak, our newest addition to the team, your newest coach, gave us this one. So now you're going to give it to the rest of the world?
Well, dude, I'm sure that they didn't just hire him off the street. Hey, buddy, you look fit. Dude. Come on in here. Program will work out.
On CrossFit 3 weeks ago. This guy has less experience than Jada Coons, dude. And now he's programming for all.com. Get out of town, fool. I don't like it. I don't love it.
I agree with Taylor. I don't dislike the workout. But I agree
don't
with what
love
you're
the
saying.
workout. I think
I
it's too much
disagree
rest.
with you totally on why. I want to understand why you think this matters.
Because she's the special guest programmer.
Yes.
Not Jan fucking
No, Michelle
Kozak.
But
Letendre should
she's
program
showing-
all
so-
of the workouts. No,
No.
you don't designate. They want your programming. Mainsite asks you to program,
Right.
not
Fuck
designate
Jan
to your
Kozak.
team.
Not that I know you, Jan. I'm sure you're an amazing guy. This is a good workout. I would have made it 1-to-1 rest. I wouldn't have
No,
rested a
Jan.
full minute. Like if it took me 41 seconds, I would have rested 41 seconds and I would have made it for time. I think that's the only thing I would have changed. Good workout otherwise. But like John said, it's Michelle Letendre is the guest programmer, not her whole DECA camp. We don't give a shit about the rest of DECA. Okay. All right. Next workout.
It'd be like if they ask JR.
We're not doing this yet. Hold on.
Hold on.
No, wait. Before we move on, I'm
Go
going to
ahead,
push
Tyler.
back on this. So yes, semantically, like putting it out, they should have not put Michelle Letendre. They could have put Michelle Letendre and then Jan Clark or what.
Kozak. You don't even know his name.
Yeah.
He
Talk.
muted himself.
Tyler, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're still muted.
All right,
No.
next topic.
There.
Okay, so the thing for me is at some of the gyms I've been to worked at in the past, all the coaches help program every few weeks. And so it's like, if you have an entire coaching staff, this sort of leans into the fact that it's like, hey, not one person's involved in creating this whole show for you guys as athletes at our gym. And this is just a way to do that. Now, they haven't advertised that. That's a way they could spin it. But to me, I don't have a problem with this. Michelle gets final stamp on it, right? I'm sure she's not just sending it to fucking HQ. I just don't. I don't
John's
get.
from CompTrain. That's not helping his case.
I just don't get the argument that this matters.
Okay.
Okay, Tyler.
Fuck your argument. It matters. It matters
if,
just for the optics.
If
the
.com
optics.
asked JR, if .com asked JR to program for them for 2 weeks, and then his very first workout was, this is a program that Tyler Watkins wrote, and I just like it. Like, that is what's happening.
I would smack JR in the butt with my
Yeah,
ignorance.
I mean, like
That's
maybe
weird.
the first one probably should have been her, and then they could have introduced somebody on Tuesday. But yeah, that was probably a bad look. But on the whole, it doesn't bother me. But Monday was
bothers
probably
me.
a
Let's
bad
go to the
move.
next workout. 20-minute AMRAP, 20 crossover single unders, 10 burpee pull-ups, 12 GHD sit-ups. As a triplet of 3 distinct movements, great. The rep scheme, and this is, we'll get into this. It matters. 20, 10, 12. Seriously? Could it not have been 20 crossovers, 15 GHDs, 10 burpee pull-ups, or 21 crossovers, 15 GHD sit-ups, and 9 burpee pull-ups? For Christ's sake, 21, 15, 9. You couldn't have done that at least? Golly gosh. Okay.
So the numbers bother you.
They matter. The next workout.
That does matter.
This is crazy. Okay, look, great workout for me. Great workout for Pat. He needs to work on overhead pressing, whatever. Okay, you got an athlete needs to work on their strict deficit.
I think I would murder this workout.
That's awesome. But dude, to .com, the redundancy of going from that to that, I just don't like. I don't like it personally.
Why?
Go spend more time on that.
I don't like complication for the sake of complication. And to me, that's what this looks like. CrossFit.com's aim is not to send someone to the CrossFit Games, right? CrossFit.com is to forge elite fitness. It's to take you from the spectrum of sickness to health to wellness to fitness.
So you think just the strict deficit handstand push-up is too hard of a movement to put in .com?
No, I don't think it's too hard of a movement. I think this is complicated for the sake of being complicated. I think if the workout was 5 rounds for time, 8 strict deficit handstand push-ups, and 16 dumbbell box step overs, awesome.
So the
I think
strict
if the workout
kipping is what you think is too complicated?
Right. I think if the workout is just 12 kipping deficit handstand push-ups and 16 dumbbell box step overs, sick. But why be complicated for the sake of being complicated?
I see what you're saying.
What if it were forced?
Time out, Tyler.
All right.
Okay, we read an article to start the show called www.crossfit.com. In that article, we came to the re-understanding that CrossFit started as a website and a workout, and it mattered how the workout was fucking written because if you were going to get anyone else in the world to do it, it had to look good. It had to be elegant. It had to spark your appetite into making you hungry to try the workout. 20, 10, 12 doesn't spark my fucking appetite. Neither does 4, 8, 16 going from strict to kipping. I'm like, I'm not doing that workout. I'm not doing that workout. Let's keep moving forward.
No. What? Let me interject this. What if it were 4 strict press at 135 into 8 jerks?
What's the point of that?
Or push press at 135?
Because you can keep going.
Because you can keep going, dude.
But it's complicated for the sake of being complicated. Just make it 16 push press and make it a little bit heavier, and you get the same difficulty.
Okay,
but
that's fine. I just wanted to put that because that makes sense to me to keep going faster. But if you want to say just make it 16, now that's an argument I can go with.
I agree with Tyler on this. I don't think it's that complicated.
What are you but think of this. Who is .com marketing to? You two who have a lot of competitive training experience?
General public.
Right. It's someone who's reading that and they're like, what the fuck is this?
I get what you're saying. I just don't know if I agree with it.
Well, you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point with that is what's the point of having guest programmers? It's probably to rejuvenate our fervor for HQ programming, .com programming, right? And so if you turn off a bunch of people with the rep schemes and all that, like you definitely need to get your home crew first, and then you can worry about getting normal people.
They need to send out another Mama Deer survey and ask people how many of you want to do these workouts. And I can guarantee you the number that comes back is going to be astonishing. It's going to be a big circular number. There's going to be nothing in the center of it other than maybe Keith Knapp, but that's besides the point.
I would actually like them to do that after every guest programmer.
Would be smart.
You send that out and then just see the response.
You get an idea of what flavor people are looking for.
And you could rank them. You could rank programmers.
That would be cool too. That would be sick. A .com ranking.
Of what the people enjoyed.
So anyways, I just don't like it. It's complicated for the sake of being complicated, and you're introducing an element of competitive fitness that is unnecessary to .com.
I'll agree with that point.
It's unnecessary. So you're just missing the minimum effective dose.
But is it not elegance. Like program for the best and scale for the rest?
But if you're programming for this, but then just make it 8 strict deficit, and I'm fine with that. Make it 8 strict deficit. Or say this. This is a cooler way to write the .com workout, and one that I'm sure they've written in the past, and they write several workouts like this. 16 handstand push-ups. Start with strict and go to kipping before you break your set.
Yeah, I like that. And then
it makes people like,
you can do strict
cool.
the whole time. Then
or you could do 1 and 15.
Yeah.
So I think like that's how Greg would have written it. 8 handstand push-ups. Start with your biggest set of
Jan
strict.
Kozak's not Greg.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you hate the stimulus of it? Or do you think looking past the...
He just hates that it goes into the kipping.
So you like the stimulus? The stimulus, there are lots of workouts that can give you a great stimulus. A lot of them will never be done because of how stupid they look on paper.
Okay, now you can move on.
I think most of the best stimuluses are the most simplest workouts.
Exactly. Simplicity, elegance, beautification. Okay, this workout, goblet squats.
You don't have feelings about the swim?
I don't even want to talk about it. It's rest day or swim. I don't care.
Okay.
Special guest programmer. We can assume this one's written by Michelle. 6 minutes for 3 sets, 2159 reps, echo bike calories, kettlebell goblet squats. Again, I think you could write it in a way that's a little easier to read. Good workout for sure. I just don't like the way it's written.
I like this one.
I don't like how it's written. The format matters. The format.
You mean like the visual aspect of it on the paper?
Specifically, the actual format of how it says every 6 minutes for 3 sets, complete, 2159 reps.
You want it to be entered right there.
So right here, right before the 21, it should be entered and it should be on the next line. It shouldn't say every 6 minutes for 3 sets.
So your problem is not Michelle.
It's autism.
It's the person that's writing the workouts.
Well, she's the one that's writing them.
No. She's not typing them up on their little thing. It's whoever's HQ has. It's writing the workouts. That's who your problem's with.
She probably is writing them, but it should be right. It matters, dude. The way people read it has a distinct effect on whether or not they want to do it. It's just like your
I don't
first
disagree.
impression of
I
someone.
don't.
If you meet a girl and she burps in your face, and that's the first thing she says to you, you're like, this is gross.
You're the only one that writes on your whiteboard in your gym the workout of the day.
Andy writes on it, and it makes me cringe. We got another coach whose handwriting looks like somebody splattered shit on a wall. It's bad.
I appreciate your attention to detail on this. It drives me nuts when we go through our programming, but I do appreciate it.
It's my argue with Keith Knapp that programming is like fine dining. You could put a bunch of fucking hamburger helper and Doritos in a bowl, and it's going to taste good, but it looks like it came out of my ass. That's what it looks like.
No, I liked your workout to food analogy. I thought it was pretty.
Thank you. This is good. This another one. But
you not want to talk about the good ones? I think we should give credit where credit's due.
Right. The 1 mile run, 500 ski 1 mile run. I like run ski run as opposed to run swim run. I think that's a really cool twist on it. And I think the time domain is super cool. If you're pushing this hard, we'll go 6 to 6. And that's a 14-minute workout. And that is a hurtful, painful 14 minutes. So I love that. I don't have much to comment about this. Forcing it's supposed to be a heavy day, and now it's complexes and it's complexity.
Now you see, this bothers me as far as like you making it complicated for the sake of making it complicated.
Right.
But it's just weightlifting. So like, you don't go into a soliloquy about this, but like I hate this. Like just build to a heavy of this complex.
Right. Build to a heavy power snatch plus 2 hang squat snatch. But I think even that is complicated for the sake of being complicated. Build to a heavy snatch plus 2 hang snatch. Whatever variation allows you to go heaviest.
Yeah. And I think people overcomplicate weightlifting so much.
Yeah.
It's super simple, guys. I don't know why everybody's not super strong. It's not hard.
Because you're super strong.
It's really simple. You're overcomplicating it.
All right. You got to lift a lot of weight, eat a lot of food. And if you're if you're starting out weak, it's going to take you some time.
If you eat waffles, Tyler, you'll get stronger.
Or McDonald's. John Young eats fucking McDonald's all the time, bro. And this guy's ripped. What's going on here? Okay. This huge problem here. 12-10, 9-10, 6-10, 3-10.
I think this is the worst. I think this is the worst one of the.
Yeah, it's the ugliest written workout ever. It looks terrible. And again,
what if she wrote it?
Issue. It would be even worse if Michelle Letendre wrote it. But I don't know that it's worse. I don't know what's worse. The fact that one of her coaches wrote it and she
signed off on it.
Or that she just, I don't know.
What if she wrote it like this? 12, 9, 6 wall balls followed by 10 wall walks followed by 10 wall ball shots every round. Just like visually.
No, it's not the format.
No, this is the
not the format.
This is the workout.
It's the fact that it's 30 wall walks and 40 wall balls.
If it was 20 wall balls every round, that might be different.
Or just fucking 12, 24, 9, 18, 6, 12, 3, 6. Double it.
Yeah, no, I mean either or. Like I'm just like the wall balls are just irrelevant.
Right. Or make it 4 rounds for time. 5 wall walks, 10 wall balls. I think half. It would have been a shorter workout for sure. But I think that's a cool sprint. 5 wall walks, 10 super tall wall balls. Cool. It's just the way it's.
And you could do that. You could do that in intervals. You could do like 4 intervals of this 2-minute rest every each interval, or 1-minute rest every each interval. I think that would be cool. And you sprint your wall walks and wall balls.
I think
that would be a great stimulus.
Yeah, I might actually do that. Oh, I just think mainly she's outsourcing her programming when CrossFit is already outsourcing it to her. It's like, okay, now it's triple outsourced. Next, it's going to China. Next, it's going to a sweatshop.com programmed by
and then
13-year-old working for Apple.
It's going to go to Tyler, and that's going to be ridiculous.
I can freaking program. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who are they going to outsource to next? Craziness.
And then you'll outsource to Taylor, and it'll come around full circle. And that's how Taylor programs from Mainsite.
You should, Taylor. You should find out who the next guest programmer is and just email the hell out of them and be like, let me program for this. Let me do this.
Let me do it.
All right, where are we at?
I'm back. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yep.
My computer is playing music. All right, I stopped it. That's been a good show. It's been 59 minutes and 25 seconds of talking about getting canceled. Cancel culture.
Did you? Oh, yeah, you got canceled. Yeah.
I talked about it.
Do you have to change your Instagram name too now?
Everything, dude.
I just can't get over the fact that it's your name and
Look,
you can't use it.
This thing on my fucking whiteboard.
You can't even have that.
If he comes over to my house, he'll fucking sue me to oblivion, dude. I got to change that even. I got fucking hats and shit. I got t-shirts I sent to my mom for fucking Christmas. Goodness gracious.
Dude, I jack up the prices on those.
Do you have a favorite so far of the people who have commented?
There are a couple that I'm not willing to say yet that I'll say after we end the stream that I'm leaning towards that I like.
Did
but
Travis
nothing
Brault say one of those?
No.
Hobart programming, baby.
Yeah, Hobart Fitness. That was.
Listen, Taylor. I think that's super catchy right there, looking right at you. I don't know.
JY butt fuck. Kidding. Oh my gosh.
No, it's a cool opportunity, really. Like, it sucks,
yeah,
but it is a cool opportunity.
For everybody watching, we are going to do a very limited nonprofit run of the Strike the Match t-shirt for everyone that wants one, because after we change our name, we will not be able to sell them ever again. We are not going to make any money on it. It's going to be the cost of the shirt, the cost of printing, and whatever it costs for SherpaWorks or Ken, whatever, to do the shirt. It's going to be a private link. So if you want a shirt, you're going to have to reach out personally. Again,
subscribe to Self-Made Training Program.
Even just do the free trial, because we're going to drop the link in the chat there. It's going to be basically a members only. You guys get one. Yeah, we'll drop the link ASAP. Probably going to have that open for like 7 days. And then there's never, ever going to be any more self-made shit ever. But the new name we come up with is going to be fucking sick. So with that.
That was good.
Love
we
you
went through
guys.
a lot of stuff.
That was dope. Bye.